Welcome to the Supporters Gaming League. We are here for some late night action in the SGL as we close out match day 9 in the Premier League. Great matchup tonight. Two tails of the table. We have Sounders Rocket Club coming in at 1-7 versus the top of the table team, the Timbers Army. Tonight's Cascadia match after dark should be a good one. It sounds like one of those matches that, despite what the tables and the records show, the Sounders Rocket Club has been a team that has kept just about every single match very close this season. But first off, let's take a look at what Timbers Army has done so far this season. When we look at who Timbers Army, they're coming in with the league's top scorer, Loy Boy, needing just one goal to get his 50th goal of the campaign. He sits on 49 goals, averages a goal and a half per game, as well as setting up his teammates. He's tops in the league with 28 assists this season, third in the league with 53 saves. A guy that's been all over the place all season and somebody that is definitely to watch. When we look around the rest of his team, Nelly, Rydog, Piglet have been great supporting cast. They've been a team that's been playing really well together, a team that's connecting really well together, and just one of those teams that you see some great rotations from them. In their last time out, they won versus Timbers Army when they faced off in week 5 3-0. But when we talk about a team that has played a lot of close games, this has been one of those teams where they beat Sounders RC in that week 5 match 3-2, 3-2, and 2-0. And so it's one of those teams, it's one of those matchups for this Timbers Army team that despite that 7-1 record, despite being the top of the table, it's one of those games that I think we really could see being one of those really close matches. When we look at the tail of the tape straight for these teams, you obviously see the offensive side favors the Timber Army with more than 2.75 goals per game. Nearly 2 there for Sounders RC, and they're one of those squads that they play a very consistent 3. And then when we look at the shots per game as well, more than 9 shots for this Timbers Army per match. So it's one of those teams, they put a lot of shots on goal. They create a lot of opportunities. They have a great rotation, and they don't get scored on a lot. One of those teams that plays great defense. Again, their rotations have been near perfect this season, and that's the reason why one of the best teams in the league. On the other hand, we have Sounders RC, who, again, they like to play pretty much a straight 3. You have Nocturnal, Christmas, and Blyan, who have been just a group that, when you look at their stats across the board, are one of those teams that just they're almost identical between the 3 players. They don't have that top score, but they have a team that any 3 of those guys are going to be able to put up numbers every single match. The Sounders team got their first win of the campaign last time out as they topped EM Dallas Burn, surviving one of those reverse sweep scares. The last time they played EM Dallas Burn, they got that reverse swept against. This time, however, they were able to take care of it. Again, another close match for the Sounders R team. It was 2-1, 6-5. Lost that third game 3-0, but came back in a very close fourth game, winning 2-1, with Nocturnal and Blyan leading the team with 4 goals for the Sounders. Last time these guys met, it was Loy Boy. Loy Boy led the way with 5 goals. Christmas finished with 3 goals and a match-high 7 saves. So these are 2 teams that I really like what we're going to be able to see to be able to close out this week 9 action before we head into week 10, possibly later tonight. Wink, wink. We may have some more action coming after this one. This one's currently the only one scheduled, but if we want to take a look, I guess, at the week 9 schedule, I guess match day 10 schedule. Oh, bounces back and forth. Sorry about that. We look at the way that the Premier played so far. It's been FSD Chrome taking care of the only sweep on the Premier side. El Matador fell to Emerald City 3-1. My EM Dallas Burn fell to the Cauldron 3-1. Again, we're very proud. We have not got swept this season. We may only have 1 win, but we have not been swept. You know what? We're going to hold that. We're going to take that the rest of the way. When we look at the championship, the Rebellion took care of Steel Army in one of those top-of-the-table type matches, 3-1 on Tuesday. Los Verdes fell to EC Eternal, 3-0, and Axon Rose got swept by EC Defiance to close out our Week 9. And as we look to match day 10, possibly some more matches coming up this next week. FSD Chrome will take on this Sounders RC team, as well as EM Dallas Burn, La Cinco Doce, El Matador taking on Cauldron, Timbers Army, and Emerald City RC. And while we're still here in match day 9, let's take one look at the table before we set that table set up for tonight's match. We have FSD Chrome, who is nudgingly in the lead, while Timbers Army, with the win tonight, will take control of that top spot once again, leaving week 9 into week 10. KC Cauldron and La Cinco Doce both on 5 and 4 with El Matador, and Emerald City 4 and 5. And then we get to the bottom of the table. EM Dallas Burn 1 and 8, falling 3-1 earlier this week, and Sounders RC again. That record of 1 and 7, I've said it a couple times. I've had a couple of their matches now. That Sounders RC squad has been so close in a lot of their games. So this is one of those that, despite facing a team at the top, it would not surprise me at all if we get a close battle. I don't know which way we're going to swing. I don't know which way I would put the points on per se. But I really like what those guys do with Nocturnal and Christmas and Blian. Christmas has been one of my favorite players to watch ever since I've joined the SGL this season. He's just been such a contributor, and those guys are just so even playing together. It's shaping up to be what should be a really good Week 10 match as we get going here to close out Match Day 9 and sending us into Match Day 10. So as we get set tonight, some things to watch out for. To me, it's going to be Loyboy. Loyboy, like I said, he just needs one more goal for his 50th tally of the season. He's going to be a player for me to watch. If you're going to be able to take care of Timbers Army, the squad is definitely going to have to defend him. I've seen the way that Sounders RC plays. They're a team that they're able to identify those top scorers. They're a team that when we played them, they identified with my team with EM Dallas Burn that Caesar's one of our top guys. They kind of take him out of the game as they need to. And so they're going to be a team, if they could do that against Loyboy and set themselves up, they're a team that is pretty well balanced. And so they don't have to rely on a single player to be on their A game. They all have pretty much brought their A games this season. And despite that record, they've been in every single match so far. When you look at on the other side, what for the Timbers Army, what they need to watch out for is just really just playing consistent. I think one of the things that Sounders RC has going against them is that they have fallen in those close matches. And so there is something to see tonight, that if you get in those close matches, does Sounders RC tense up? Do they get a bad hop, get a bad bounce? Do they get down? But I will say they've been in every single one of those matches, and they always say that experience can sometimes get you over that hump. We also know that with the Buffalo Bills today. If any of the NFL fans out there saw what experience does at the end of the game, you want that Josh Allen out there. And for me, there's a couple of guys on Sounders RC that they may be able to use that experience to get themselves over the hump and get back into the table and climb back up into things, as we are here now just minutes away from getting to go in our Week 9 battle between Sounders and Timbers Army. And once we get things going, we'll be able to connect in. Let's see if anybody is throwing anything in the chat. Anybody have anything that they did this weekend exciting? Any shout outs? Nothing out there. Anybody, who's everybody in the chat is, what are you guys putting your points on? If we're talking about predictions, if there's something I'm going to throw out there, I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say, and I've gotten this wrong a couple times. I've asked for 5. I asked Santa for 5, and Christmas couldn't give me 5 last time I got to watch his team out. I'm going to take my money, and I'm going to say Timbers Army puts it in 5. But I would not be surprised, despite the record of 1 and 7, Sounders RC being able to keep this competitive and make this a really good match. So I think this is one of those things that to watch for is going to be just how they handle that pressure. If the games stay close, can Timbers Army hold off the experience of Sounders RC and be able to pull things away? But I am looking forward to this match, and I think really where we know who these teams are at this point, just seeing how this team with Sounders RC handles that attack from Loyboy, and see if they can hold off from getting that 50th goal right away, and see if they can put that off later in Game 1 as we go on. But again, we're here with Supporters Gaming League. If you guys are tuning in for the first time, the links are in the Discord. To join our Discord are in the Twitch. It is a great league to be a part of. This is my first season with the group. Like I said, I'm with EM Dallas Burn. It's been a great organization to be a part of. We have a great production that we'll give some shout outs as we get going on here. But if anybody's looking to join in the fun and be a part of the community, it's a great one to be a part of for our MLS fans. And for those of y'all that don't know much about the league, the Supporters Gaming League is about bringing together fans from the MLS and represent our teams in the Rocket League and have fun and kind of enjoy each other. And we kind of hang out in the Discord and play a bunch of other games at the same time. So for those out there that are looking forward to it, we will be able to get going. All right, so we do have another confirmed match that'll follow shortly after this one if we don't play into that one. We're going to have EC Defiance and Frontera SD Azul, which will be kicking off at 11:45 Eastern, 10:45 Central Time. Something to look forward as we get going here. Game 1, Sounders RC versus Timbers Army. Piglet looking to get some early pressure, but knocked away this time by Christmas. Loyboy, once again, he's all over the place. Every single match bounces off the wall. He's unable to get on offense. Piglet with a dangerous play on a 50 there. Almost put it towards his own goal. Loyboy looking to clean things up. Rydog met by Blind in the middle. Ball bouncing around here in the first 30 seconds of Game 1. Closing it off Week 9 action. Nocturnal looks to go off the wall, unable to get the game goal across. Loyboy looks at the shot, but he puts it wide to the right, as they say on the TikTok, put it to the side. Christmas unable to knock it away, but Nocturnal's able to clean it up for Blind. Blind in the middle looking for something, but Loyboy soaring from the skies. He read it all the way, and that is goal number 50. What did we say for the keys to the game? Keep Loyboy off the board, but he won't be denied. 1 goal for Loyboy, his 50th of the season. Just 53 seconds here into this match. Another 50 sends it wide off the kickoff. Double commit up. Loyboy looking for number 2, puts it off the back wall. Nobody there to clean it up as Christmas clears it away. Christmas, look at his shot on goal. Great play by Nocturnal, knocking away the defender inside of the goal, and Christmas is able to take advantage. As we take a look across, it was Nocturnal just causing havoc. He actually didn't get the bump, but sometimes that's all you need to do is jump across it, and Christmas is able to capitalize, tie things up here just a couple seconds after the opener. Piglet first play, unable to get anything. He's met by Blind in the midfield. Blind with a shot on target. Nobody was back there. Good recovery from Rydog. Nocturnal back up. Met by Loyboy. Loyboy denied by Blind. Blind knocks it to the side. Piglet right back in the middle. Dangerous play. Rydog puts it up in the middle. Met by a 50 by Nocturnal. Rydog once again back up in the middle, and Loyboy's unable to come against it. Piglet goes off the side. Looks for the redirect. He's met by Nocturnal, who knocks it down. Rydog able to clean it up off the corner, doesn't get a clean touch off of it. For those mechanically challenged like myself, those plays are always the toughest off that side wall, getting that awkward hop. To rename my gamer tag, it would probably be mechanically challenged for Rocket League. I already had the open goals scare me. It was my first Rocket League name, so true stories though. Haunted houses don't bother me, but man, open goal in Rocket League and call it a day. Rydog takes care of Blind. Loyboy sends it up. Nocturnal with a chance on the goal, unable to get taken care of. Tries to send it back across, and it's knocked away. Christmas comes up empty, and Rydog tries to put it in the middle, but Nocturnal once again there to meet it. Nocturnal playing really well off the top wall. Blind looking to get a shot. Christmas in the area, can't get the bump. Blind knocks away Rydog, but he can't do anything and take advantage of that one. 1-1 game here in the opening game. A big mistake from Christmas, but they can't take advantage. Piglet knocks it wide. Piglet once again puts it back into the middle. Piglet had a near wide open shot. Those open goals, we just mentioned it, are some of the hardest ones to hit. Loyboy looking to do his thing off the top of the season, but once again knocked away. Great defense here from the Sounders RC team in a 1-1 game of Game 1 of our Week 9 closer. Loyboy swinging up the wall, has Rydog in the middle, looks to get it to him. Decent pass, Rydog unable to get it cleanly. Blind hits it up to Christmas. Christmas knocks it up the middle. Met in the air, 50-50. This time it's Loyboy getting there first. Piglet, back wall. Rydog, not able to get a good touch, but just like that, Loyboy, the leader in goals, gets his second of the game. Great passing sequence there, and able to take advantage. Loyboy flying across the middle, takes the 2-1 lead with 1:19 to go in game one. Nocturnal and Rydog on the kickoff. Blind able to knock it away before that one gets dangerous. Nocturnal sends it straight across the field, back on his own side. Oh my goodness, Loyboy hat trick. Pull off the hats and toss him on the field. That's about as clean as you can get off that sidewall. A perfect touch. Nearly a 60-mile-an-hour shot, making it 3-1, building up the lead and making it really difficult on Sounders RC here on our Sunday night finale. Christmas met in the air by Loyboy. Loyboy soaring through the air through the middle, again off the top roof to knock it away. Great defense there as he was able to clean it up. Nocturnal unable to get a clean shot. Blind unable to as well. Now we have Loyboy on the sidewall, 49 seconds here in game one. Loyboy, great ball control, puts it across. Piglet takes it home. We talked about it in the pregame. Loyboy, leader in goals, leader in assist as well, as Loyboy just tallies another assist on his campaign now as he led the league with his assist coming in, or excuse me, third in the league coming in, and sets up his teammate now his 29th assist of the season. 4-1 game. Sounders RC at this point probably just playing for momentum. Piglet knocks it away, met by Blind as he knocks him off the ball. Rydog, slight touch, a little bit safety play. Sounders RC is going to have to get something going if they're going to do anything in this game one. At this point, probably just trying to play for some good feelings. Christmas looking to get those, and he does with a tremendous double tap off the wall, rotating around his car, cuts the lead in half with 17 seconds. I've seen some crazy things before in this game. Get a weird kickoff. I think we all saw Jinxie this weekend getting that weird kickoff on the goal as he went up against Musty 17 seconds into that craziness. Rydog just boots it down the field. That's all they need to do with about 10 seconds to go here in game one. Rydog unable to meet on the 50. Christmas with a chance with 2 seconds left. He hits it off the wall. Nocturnal's going to pop it up. Other than a last-ditch effort to trim it to 1, it's Timbers Army taking game one here. Not a huge surprise as we look at one of our top teams in the league being able to take advantage of it, and they get the opener. Loyboy right from the beginning as he tallies his first of 3 goals just a minute into the game. Christmas answered. He ended up with 2 goals there in game 2, while Piglet capitalized on 1 to make what was at the time a 4-1 lead for Timbers Army. And we look at a team that Loyboy was just all over the middle of the field, and a team that rotates so well, plays so well together against a team that has been a constant and constantly into games. It's not a surprise that it was only the 2-goal tally, but this is one of the first I've seen from the Sounders RC side where it was more than 1 goal in the deficit for one of their games. We look at the touches, and we just talk about touches aren't necessarily going to equate in determining where a team is, but you look at where Loyboy is, nearly double everybody else in the game for that game one with 57 touches. The closest to him was his teammate Rydog, as well as Nocturnal from Sounders RC, each with 36. And that is just a tremendous amount where he's a part of every single play. He's impactful for every single play. And you just talk about a guy that is just playing in the right way. And on the other hand, we had one of the goals of the season. I mean, you look at way Christmas put that goal away on the redirect. He gets a double tap off the wall. Beautiful goal from him, setting us here for an exciting game 2. Will Sounders RC be able to come back and claw back and get some momentum back here? Loyboy once again getting involved here, just 10 seconds into game 2. Loyboy looks his shot, puts it a little bit high. Christmas taken out by Loyboy. Piglet goes for the 50th across the goal, but Nocturnal's able to come up with it. Lion puts the shot on goal. He puts it past Rydog. Rydog looked like he was going to be there. One of the worst things you can see in this game, and probably the most frustrating, is when you have a perfect jump and you pull that back on that joystick and it flips your car around. He had nearly a perfect jump to defend that, but it's Sounders RC getting things going here early on. Less than 30 seconds in the game, and oh my gosh, Loyboy sees an empty net and he says, I'm not scared of that. Straight down the pipe off the kickoff. Rydog with a great way to kill it as they were cheating up the middle. 30 seconds into this one, or nearly 30 seconds into this one, and we already have 2 goals. Brian this time able to get the kickoff and send it up. Nocturnal taken out though as the teams exchange demos. Loyboy has a connection, almost pulls off. His redirect is put in by Rydog. Loyboy looking like he was going for the musty, unable to connect with full power. But a perfect bounce off the wall. Rydog's able to fight off Nocturnal and says, eat your Wheaties. Putting this one in the back of the net with some power. 2-1 game here in game 2. This Timbers Army with the lead, both in game 2 and overall after they took game 1. Rydog touches it softly and Christmas shoots it away, but Loyboy's able to knock it down. Loyboy looking for a pitch off the wall, but sends it over. Deals the boost. Christmas empty boost going up the corner, but gets a touch on the ball, so it makes it awkward. Rydog's able to touch it away. Loyboy wide open field. He just has to beat the Nocturnal who spawns in, but Nocturnal's unable to do so. The great pass from Rydog straight down. Loyboy smartly hits it to the bottom corner with power, and Christmas was coming across as well, trying to deny it, but they're not able to. League leader in goals, tallies his 2nd of the game. Now 5 goals overall in this game for Loyboy. 3-1 lead for the Timbers Army. Lion pops it up. Nocturnal looking for the redirect. Gets good contact, but not good power. Christmas, awkward touch in the corner. Sends it up, and now it's Timbers trying to break. Lion sends it up to Loyboy. Loyboy sends it down the field again. Not as much smooth passing from the Sounders RC team. Trailing by 2, nearly 2 minutes here into game 2. Look at the physicality. All 3 players from Sounders RC are inside the goal. If you were just looking in on that one, you would have thought they were on the opposite side and just put it in their own net. But no, it's Nocturnal getting that last touch, stealing away from Christmas. Trims the deficit down to 1 with 3:05 to go in game 2. Christmas with the demo off of it. Loyboy tries to power through, unable to do so. Blind with a great save. Rydog's empty on boost, but he's able to punch into the corner. A miss by Christmas. Awkward touch sends it to Loyboy. Loyboy powers it up the wall. Looking for the touch. Nocturnal meets him there in the middle. Loyboy with another shot. This one's knocked away once again by Nocturnal. Christmas, no boost. Their boost starves as Blind pops it away to the corner off the shot from Piglet. Rydog looking for Loyboy. Loyboy taps it up top. Piglet thinking about it, but Loyboy says, I'm going to take it. Oh, a great knock away there from Blind. That was going to be an easy tap in from Piglet. Blind able to meet him in the middle. Nocturnal, wide open goal on the other side. Oh my goodness. Another breakaway goal for the Sounders RC team, and from down 2 breakaway goals on what seemed like surefire goals for the Timbers Army. It's Sounders RC tying things up, 2:15 to play here in game 2 of the Supporters Gamer League Premier League Week 9 finale. Nocturnal steals the boost from his teammate Christmas, but he's able to get control as Blind sends it across. Loyboy, nothing up there, gets a touch. Christmas on another, looking for something. Nobody there from Sounders RC to take advantage of the good passing. Loyboy with a smart 50, able to come with it. Nocturnal with a bump. Christmas can't get the touch. It's Blind who's up the corner now. Loyboy knocks it away, playing good defense from the top ropes. Loyboy sends it from the top ropes across to the other side. Back-to-back hat tricks for Loyboy. Now 6 goals here through just 2 games. There's still 1:39 to play in Game 2 as Timbers Army takes the 4-3 lead. Boy knocked away on some great power there. Christmas able to clean it up, but not for long as Boy meets him. Blian takes the shot from Rydog. Can't believe he didn't get credit for the save there. That one was for sure in, as he's able to pop it off the corner. Minute 22 to go for the Sounders RC team to tie things up here in Game 2. But it's Rydog slots it home, his second goal of Game 2 on just 3 shots. Blian sends it off the wall, playing some defense, but Rydog cleans it right up and slots it home. Nothing that Christmas could do as he was coming around the other side. Now a 5-3 lead for Timbers Army. Timbers Army, the top of the table at 7-1. If they're 8-1, they'll be at the top alone. Boy looking for something. That 50 goes dangerously across the goal. Nocturnal met on the boards for a 50. This one goes to Piglet. Piglet sends it wide to the right. Christmas awkward landing. Loyboy, as Piglet is in the goal doing some damage, but Loyboy was not able to get control of it to bring it down inside. 40 seconds to go here. If Sounders RC is going to find their way back into this to be able to make it a 1-1 game. Nocturnal pops it up. He sends it over. Great defense there from Loyboy. Takes the shot off. Blian unable to get it. Nocturnal full boost in the side, but awkward touch from Loyboy. Christmas off the back wall. Loyboy up to meet him there. 15 seconds. If they're going to do something, they're going to do it quick. Nocturnal shot on goal. Knocked away by Loyboy. All over the place in this game, and it's Loyboy going up the field. Piglet unable to put that one in the back of the net, and it's saved away, but too little, too late for Sounders RC as Timbers Army takes Game 2 and now leads 2-0 in this Week 9 match that is going to close off Week 9 and could potentially just send Timbers Army with one more game to the top of the table, currently at 7-1. This second game, Loyboy once again over 1,000 points. And if you look at one of our keys we talked about after Game 1, it's simply just the involvement of Loyboy. 70 touches in that game. Again, not your indicator of the necessarily MVP, but when you're doing that many touches, you're scoring 3 goals. You had a hand in 2 assists. Just a huge game from them, and 4 saves to top it off. On the other side, you had Nocturnal with 2 tallies, Blian with a goal, and Christmas with 1 assist on 2 shots and 3 demos. This is just one of those games that just seems like Timbers Army is set up for. They said that, you know what, we're at the top. This is our team. This is who we are. Able to take advantage, and you just look at the way that Loyboy has met every single shot off the top wall. Something that Christmas, I've noticed, likes to do is send it off of that, looking for that redirect, and Loyboy's been able to meet them there nearly every single time. But we are going to head now into Game 3. Will we have a sweep, or Sounders RC going to knock on the door of some hinting of a reverse sweep here between Sounders RC and Timbers Army? It's Nocturnal and Rydog with the kickoff. Rydog able to win it, sends it wide. Loyboy knocked her away by his teammate Rydog. Rydog couldn't get out of his way. That one, as he was kind of an awkward touch, but was fighting physicality in the corner. Loyboy looking for the touch, but Christmas is able to knock it away. Christmas once again knocks it away. Piglet meets it in the middle. Similar to how Game 1 started. Took a little bit for us to settle things down and get some clean play. Rydog off the top wall into the corner. Christmas able to defend that one. 2 demos there for Sounders RC. Will they be able to take advantage? Doesn't look like it as Piglet knocks it down in the corner. Blian will have a chance here. Sends it high into the right. Nocturnal hopes what... Oh no! Nocturnal with the shot is met by Piglet. Piglet redirects it all the way across the field for the opening goal here for the Timbers Army. Not what you're looking for if you're Sounders RC for starting this one down 2-0. Boy meets Christmas on this kickoff. Blian with the shot off of Right Dog, looking for the redirect, can't come up with it off the back wall. Nocturnal centers it, 50 to the middle, it's a dangerous ball. Piglet able to clean it up, knocking the ball away from Nocturnal. Christmas and Loyboy exchange words in the corner. Piglet playing some great defense, keeping things away. Loyboy takes it from Piglet, sends it up, gets the touch, gets the shot up into the top right, but Nocturnal boxes it away. This time Right Dog puts one a little harmlessly up the wall, it's knocked away. All the shots coming so far have pretty much been from Timber's Army. This one from Blian, it was just waiting to be knocked in as Right Dog knocks that one off the touchline. 1-0 game. Nearly 2 minutes here into game 3 of this match. Best of 5 series. Again, on the line tonight, Timber's Army would move to the top of the league at 8-1 with a win. While Sounders RC, a 1-7 squad, looking to avoid staying at the bottom of the pillar. Piglet knocked away by Blian. Great save there. Piglet was all over it. Loyboy looking for some help on the defense. Right Dog is that help as he knocks it away. Awkward touches from Piglet and Loyboy there. Blian's looking to take advantage. He sends it up the wall. Christmas with the shot. Knocked away by Right Dog. Right Dog, awkward touch again from Nocturnal in the middle. That one could have gone either way. Piglet takes control as Loyboy sends it across the middle. Piglet picks up full boost, knocks it to the side. Blian once again in the corner looking to knock it across, but Loyboy, as always, has been there right in the middle to knock it away. Blian met Loyboy smartly in the middle before he was able to set up, and Christmas is looking to do some harm in the corner. Piglet says, "Not in my house." It knocks Christmas out of the way. Now it's going to be a one-on-one with Loyboy in the back. Loyboy goes for the demo, but it knocks it away after getting it. There are bodies all over the field. Loyboy with a great play as he faked it, went through and looked for the demo. Got the demo and then knocked the ball away. Unable to double up the lead. There are demos all over the place. If this was a hockey game, there would be 5 minutes for fighting all over the place. We'd have the penalty box full. Blian looking to crack it across the middle. Unable to as Right Dog pops it up. Right Dog looking to settle it. Loyboy almost redirecting again. Piglet unable to come up with it as Nocturnal knocks it away to the side. Awkward touch as Christmas has to clean things up. 1-0 game. Minute and 5 seconds left here to go. Timber's Army, 58 seconds from an 8-1 start to this season, and Loyboy with his first goal of game 3. He's now had a goal in every single game, has tallied 7 overall in this matchup, and that 2-0 tally may just be too much for Sounders RC to battle back and get back into this one. 50 seconds to go, 2-0 lead, and just a reminder, when we get out of here, we're going to have EC Defiance and Frontera SD Azul starting shortly after we get done tonight. So we turn back in now, a 3-0 game. Loyboy, his second goal of the game, 48 seconds. It seems like it's just down to the basics for Loyboy. Loyboy, 2 tallies. Will he get his 3rd hat trick of the game? He comes across, Piglet pops it up. Loyboy looking for it, but Blian knocks it away before Loyboy can jump in. Blian trying to get something going for Sounders RC, and Right Dog with the save. Loyboy pipes it up for Right Dog. Right Dog can't connect as Nocturnal gets it. Timber's Army, 20 seconds away. It seems inevitable now. They will be 8-1, top of the table. The only thing questionable now, does Loyboy get his hat trick? 10 seconds left. Sounders RC unable to get the hat trick, but adds another assist as Loyboy sends it over for Right Dog. Right Dog with a beautiful shot in the corner. 4-0 game, 4 seconds left. There's 4s all over the place, people. GGs are in the chat. GGs are all over the place. Game, set, and match for this Timbers Army squad. Just waiting for the inevitable. Putting it down. Loyboy wants his hat trick. Pops it up. He's going to get it. Loyboy, third hat trick of the game. You can tell that Sounders RC wasn't happy about that one, leaving the game as soon as it went in the back of the net. But Loyboy, his 9th goal of the series. It is Timbers Army 8-1 game. GG's in the chat as we finalize that one. The 3-0 sweep of the Sounders. And you look at it from my side, my goodness, my predictions have not come anywhere close. A team in Sounders RC that had kept things so close all season in every single one of their games. It was Timbers Army who just poured it on. Loyboy with his 3 goals, Rydog with a goal, Piglet with a goal. It's just a beautiful game there for Timbers Army, and just one of those evenings that just seemed, as soon as that first game was over, that Timbers Army was going to go down for the kill. They were gonna go all out, be able to play pretty loose, and you actually kind of saw that in game 2 where they were playing loose, and it gave away 2 breakaways to allow Sounders RC to tie things up. But it's Timbers Army gets the sweep 3-0. It was a game that got over a lot quicker. I was fully expecting that one to go at least 4 games, if not 5. My pregame prediction was 5. Looking in the chat, just one of those things that just seemed like one of those games where, how do you stop Loyboy? I mean, Loyboy was all over the place, and when you have teammates playing with him like they are and getting shots on target and connecting with his passes and putting his passes in the back of the net as well, that's just hard to beat. It's just a threesome that seemed like they were ready to go tonight from the very start. And on the other side, Nocturnal, Christmas, and Bliant, they've played together all season. I really think this was probably the one that's probably left them the most frustrated. They've been a team that's been there all season and been close in all of their games. This is the first one that I've seen from them that has not been there. So it's one of those things where Timbers Army say, hey, we're top of the table. We're an 8-1 team now. They get to be at the top of the table all alone and be able to take advantage of it. And Sounders RC on the other side, 1-8, a team that probably doesn't deserve those 8 losses, if we're going to be completely honest. We've said it a couple times, but it's just one of those games that Timbers Army flexed their muscle and showed who they are as we get here into our close out of match day 9, which hard to believe that we're going to be in match day 10 actually as we get into our next match here in just a few minutes. So we are going to see if we have our interviews. We're going to be bringing in Rydog, and I guess we're ready with Rydog when he's ready. Hey Rydog, how you feeling after the win tonight?
Good. Yeah. A little bit of last minute, just scheduling. I'm glad we got it scheduled. Yeah, we're feeling good. It was a fun match.
You look at one of those games against a team that, from every match I've seen them play, has always been really close, and it seems like you guys were the first ones that were able to come out and kind of put a couple goal lead on them. Did you guys have any certain strategy of, we want to attack from the start, or was it just, hey, we're going to play our game and see what happens?
Yeah, and I think it's more the latter. We just do our thing and kind of make adjustments from there. Obviously, we just want to assert our dominance early and kind of make teams adjust to us, and then we go off of that. Whether that being like a multiple goal lead or just playing well or attacking well or putting on lots of pressure. And it doesn't matter which trio we have. Obviously Kyle stepped in tonight for Reese, and there was no differing game plan at all with him in the lineup. So
yeah, talk about that lineup a little bit. You look at Piglet coming in, and it didn't seem like anything was off. I mean, if anything, I saw a rotation that looked even stronger than obviously you guys took us pretty well and pretty easily with the Talus Burn, but seeing Piglet in the rotation, it was like you guys weren't missing a beat. Are you guys used to it at this point? Like any of y'all's four, when y'all get together as a threesome, whoever slots in, y'all are just gonna be ready?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Kyle, Reese, and I've been playing obviously with the OG 3, so we've been playing, for multiple seasons now, and so we just kind of know. We just know each other so well, and then of course we add Loyboy to the mix, and we're getting to know him better and better each week. I think this is his second season, so yeah, there's an even higher level of comfortability with any of the three that we put out there. I'm sure I've said it on stream before, and I've said it in our internal calls too, that Piglet's like the third best on the team, and I'm the fourth best on the team. So yeah, and I know he's usually the first person to be like, hey, you guys, being, myself, Nelly, and Lloyd Boy, kind of being the first, hey, you guys got this, and so for me, it's always like, no, we want you to get in the mix, and obviously he plays well. Like we play well with him too. So, I love playing with him. Like obviously we see each other at Timbers games all the time too. So he's a great person too. But yeah, like it doesn't matter which three we put out there. We're going forward and we're playing our game.
You talked a little bit about settling in and learning how Loy Boy plays. I mean, it seemed like he was all over the field. Just what's it like seeing that guy fly around? 3 hat tricks tonight, 9 goals in the match. Just what's that like from a teammate's perspective?
It's weird because at least it's getting more normal now, I would say, or whatever normal is. But definitely last season, it took an adjustment for me personally to try and figure out where I fit on the team. And just from the beginning of last season, like it was always the Nelly and Loy Boy show. I think last year's like top fives, they were like 1 and 2 in goals or 1 and 3 in goals or something like that. And then there was me kind of in the back, just kind of hanging out. And so I think over the course of time now, I've gotten used to his play style and kind of what he turns for, what he doesn't turn for, what does he do in the air, what touches can he do, what touches does he do. And so it makes my game a little bit easier to know, okay, he in this position with this amount of boost, he's going to do this, so I need to be in this spot. And that confidence has just grown, at least for me, like I said, over the past of the 1.5 seasons we've played so far. But yeah, he's obviously an animal. I mean, we all know what he can do and how special he is on the offensive side of the ball and even on the defensive side of the ball.
You talk about the most important thing, really is the win column, 8-1, top of the table. What can you say about just where your team is right now and how you guys are feeling? I mean, we're kind of at the point where everybody kind of knows who each other are in terms of the league. And what do you guys take from now? Hey, you're heading to the week 10, top of the table, and what do you have left for the rest of the season?
Yeah, there's no sleeper matches. I mean, obviously these games against SRC, they're the bottom of the table, and those games were close. I mean, they weren't like cakewalks by any means. And so, of course, as you go up the table, theoretically, like you would play harder teams and better teams. And so you can't sleep on any team, no matter what. And so I think that's the way we're reviewing, the rest of the way. Because if you want to say that too, like we have now the hardest schedule the rest of the way. We have the top teams that we're facing right the rest of the way. We still have Chrome's our last game. Obviously, they're next in the table, so that's going to be an absolute cinema last week. You can never sleep on Casey. I've talked about them multiple times. EM, even you guys too have pop-up potential. Like all these teams have pop-off potential, and I know before every game, every series, I go, hey, they are going to pop off this series. We need to be at our absolute best. And so, yeah, it's going to be a fun, exciting, second half-ish of the season. Obviously, we just need to keep winning and ideally just not giving, other teams points. And I know we are looking kind of around at the rest of the league to see kind of what goes on there. Obviously, like the middle of the pack right now is crazy busy because I think EM's on the live stands. I think EM has 23 because I think they won one of their games.
Yeah,
like it's like so close in the middle. Like anything can happen in those. Any of those teams can upset us or even Chrome too. So, just ones to watch out for.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be scared of Pico David. He's the one really to watch out. No, we kid. But all the questions I have. Any shout outs for the chat tonight? Any shout outs for the teammates or anything going on this weekend that you want to shout out?
Yeah, shout out you guys obviously first for commentating and running the stream as always. Shout out my teammates, of course. Special shout out to Kyle Piglet. Last minute scheduling change that he was able to hop in there for. So I'm glad he played well and he got on the score sheet a few times, and so that was really good. Obviously GG's to SRC. They're a fun team. I've said this about them too, and now playing them for the second time, like they are so close and they keep games close. Like they're not a they're still not a team to sleep on. It doesn't matter where they are on the table. Like, you just got to make sure you bring their best, your best every time, because they're going to bring their best. So GG's to them as well. I always shout out my mom. I don't think she's in chat tonight, but shout out my mom, and shout out Big Al's Food for potentially giving me and my girlfriend food poisoning. So
that's
GG.
a rough one. I don't know if we
Yeah.
know that story, but we can move
No.
on to that one. But
Yeah.
no, congratulations, like you said, the Sounders RC or SRC is just one of those teams, and you guys have been really one of the first ones to kind of take it to them a little bit. And I say this not just because they were in this match, but Christmas has been one of my favorite players to watch this season, and it just seems like one of those things that you guys were ready for kind of every punch they threw. But congratulations, Red Dog, and obviously props to you guys. GG's to everybody in tonight's match. We appreciate y'all.
Yeah, GG's. Have a good night, guys. Thanks.
Yep, have a good night. All right, that'll wrap up here Game 1 of the Supporters Gaming League of now 2 games tonight. We're going to be coming here just momentarily as Maz is going to be joining us on the chat for our finale, which we're going to be doing EC Defiance and Frontera SD Azul. We talk about this one, player of the game. I think it's a pretty easy one. Despite a pretty even group playing tonight, Loyboy, 9 goals in 3 games, a hat trick all the way across the board. Timbers Army moves to 8-1, now top of the table as they close out match day 9 action in the Supporters Gaming League in the Premier League. As you can see there, the confirmation, the famous words, 34 points with Timbers Army, 8-1. FSD Chrome just behind them with a 7-2 record. And then you get the mid-pack. Rydog was just talking about that dangerous mid-pack there in the middle. The Cauldron, El Cinco Doce, El Matador, all at 5-4. Emerald City chasing there at 4-5. EM Dallas Burn, and now Sounders RC going down to 1-8 at the bottom. As we close out the week 9 and head into week 10, we look at the championship as well. Just like we said, we'll have a featured game in between as we have EC Defiance and Frontera SD Azul. And it's going to be one of those games where you look at Azul 3-4, kind of in the middle of the pack in the championship, while we look at Defiance 6-2. That group between Rebellion, Steel Army, and EC Defiance have kind of split themselves off from the middle of the table, and I think we're going to have a really exciting one. And on that note, we're going to bring in the man himself, Maz. What are you looking forward to tonight's nightcap game 2?
What is up, SGL? Thank you guys for hanging out with us for this Sunday night stream. I will be honest, we did not have EC Defiance versus Frontera SD Azul lined up when we were first kicking off the stream. It literally got scheduled just as we got the stream started and started getting it to Sounders RC versus Timbers Army. So with that matchup scheduled, we wanted to bring it in and showcase it to you all here tonight as we end this week. Anomaly, by the way, great job commentating that first match all on your own. How you feeling
props
right
to you
now?
coming in. I was able to get a drink just now, finally, so that was nice. And then obviously Rydog is a great interview, so able to get a drink and smash down that propel in between the games and get things going. But I mean, one of those first games, it's not the way I saw it going, just because of the way this SRC plays every single game so close. What were your thoughts from watching that first one?
I know Rydog said that they kept it very close and they tested them, and he is right about that. It's just at the end of the day, when Timbers Army stepped up their game, they looked comfortable. I mean, there was nothing Sounders RC could do. You could see when Timbers Army ramped up the pace and the pressure, Sounders RC were stuck in front of their net defending for their lives. And at the end of the day, they were just weathered down to the point where Loyboy basically got a bunch of his goals in. And it's not just the individual show on display, Anomaly, it's also the team play that they show, which makes them so dangerous.
Yeah, 100%. That's exactly what I was going to say, is even though Loyboy got the tallies at the end of the day and led in goals, he was there to clean up because his team was doing the work ahead of him. Whether it be a great pass across the side, whether it be a shot that they put on that he was able to clean up the trash and be the trash man on, his team was rotating so well. Really, in the offensive side, we talk about rotations on defense a lot, but offensively, I thought their rotation was just tremendous, and especially playing somebody with Piglet coming in. He talked about Piglet subbing in the last minute. it didn't look like they missed a beat on that one, and they were able to rotate so well together.
Oh, not at all. And I want to give a special shout out to Piglet as well. I mean, that dude is phenomenal. It's hard to think that he's only a Diamond 3 because he plays like a champ 2. He is so on the money with his decision making, and that's why that team has gone to the next level. Every single player is a threat. And when every single player in your team is a threat, you're definitely going to be up there fighting for the title. And it's no surprise to see them at the top.
Yeah, absolutely. I just think that, especially a player like that, I mean, us diamonds, we have to hang in there. We have to figure out what we can do, and every once in a while we can break through, and sometimes it's the perfect time. I thought Piglet, I mean, he was a part of just about every goal, whether it be able to just get the ball back into the offensive side of the field, to create some pressure, whether it be a demo, whether it be some physical play to bump somebody out of the way. It seems like he was involved in a lot of those. And again, Ride Boy would be there to clean it up, but it was his teammates around him that kind of set the table for it.
Oh yes, absolutely. And you know what? I'm looking forward to that kind of team play from EC Defiance as well, because they play a bit of a similar style. You know, they have a top tier player in Bisbo who can take the whole team to the next level, but they don't depend on his individual ability. Everyone steps up, everyone has a part to play, and when you look at this lineup, you cannot highlight a single weak point. I think everyone can contribute what they can in this team. Nose and Bisbo, the mechanics. Bird Nana, the aggression, the demos, and the goal scoring. Parks, the cleanup as a third man with his goals. And Green Mario starting to grow into that role as well, on top of being able to keep the pressure up in the midfield with his 50s.
Yeah, I was just going to say Mario actually is somebody that I would have highlighted looking at this team as somebody that's come into his own. The games that I've watched from them have included Mario in it, and he's been somebody that I've been really impressed with and able to play. And obviously Parks, I'm a huge Parks fan. I think some of the early games when I joined the SGL and started commentating, he was involved with some of those games, and he's such a fun player to watch. And you talk about Bisbo being that like maybe best skilled player on a team, maybe. But this Defiance team, they rotate so well. They play so well together. They're a fun team to watch. They play good defense, which is obviously very important at this stage. And I just like the way that they play together. I think they're a fun team to watch, and I think they're a team that has kind of made their way through the championship pretty well, and obviously competing at the top, or competing for a top spot in the league.
Big time. And to see them progress so far since they made their debuts in Season 7 is so good to see. It's incredible to see how much they've developed over the past few seasons, and it should give everyone in SGL some hope that if they stick together and keep playing together, you know, go through those tough moments, they will all get better. Because not everyone may have a super high ceiling, but there's definitely no chance that there are many players in SGL who have a low ceiling. You guys can easily go up into champ if you keep going and keep playing. And you know what? I would not be surprised if Frontera Azul here has a tough test in hand tonight.
Yeah, I think the way that Azul plays, they're so balanced. I mean, they just have three guys that any of them are going to score. And we talked about it last match. SRC was a very balanced team with kind of a three-man, all pretty similar. That's exactly the case here. Yeah, Aquatic may be your best guy on the defensive side, but you look at three guys that essentially have played around the same amount of games with 20 goals apiece. I mean, that is such good balance. What I've really liked about them, and you guys know me, I'm a huge stats person. The way that Doughboy and Waffle convert their goals, that's one of the hardest things in this game is turn your shots into goals. And nearly a 50% clip for Doughboy, 23 saves for him on 20 goals. He's just one of those guys that's all over the map. And I think it is. I think I agree. Azul's going to have their hands full. I think this is one of those very tight matches. And when you get into match day 10, where these teams know each other pretty well at this point, everybody's pretty experienced. You know what you're going to get. This is one of those matches where if you don't play smart, you're going to find yourself in trouble real quick.
Absolutely, and I think it will be closer because of that. Now, with that said, Anomaly, there are 4 players on here, but we have learned over the past week that they have added a brand new player, and of course he's not listed in here, but if Ham is around, I'm looking forward to seeing his debut because he's been super pumped up. He's been looking forward to playing in SGL, and he's shown off a couple of his clips where he has the potential to be a very mechy player for his team.
Are you saying he's gonna go ham in game 1? Because I think I see him lined up in the lobby.
Yeah, maybe. But we are going to be kicking off very soon.
Hey,
chat.
we are here. Week. Everybody's just waiting. Like, hey, let's get this going. Like, please God, stop talking.
No, it's okay.
But we haven't.
I'm just trying to get one thing in real quick, and then we can get started. But go ahead.
No, just saying. We have looking to see if anybody's out there in the chat. If you guys want to say hi, we'll shout you out. I see a defo. He's up there hanging out with us. It's pretty lonely chat tonight. Usually we have a little bit more crap talk. We have Turnt. He's always out there. That kid's a trash can, so I don't know about him. But you look at just some of the guys out there. If you're in the chat, if you have a shout out, throw it in there so we can Maz or I can see it and call it out and get a little two-way communication with the crew out there. But yeah, I'm excited about this one. As soon as you said you posted this one in there, and I started looking at some of their numbers, I was like, man, this is a very even game to get things going. Soccer with Shane, cheering for Emerald City for the Sounders.
And here we go. EC Defiance versus Frontera SD Azul to see if the gap can be closed with the top two.
A lot of excitement there to say, oh, here's a gap.
I'm sorry,
Here goes
I have
Ham.
to be honest.
First touch from Ham. He's up in the air, gets it across. Good pass. Mario was able to knock it away before they were able to take advantage.
I'm already impressed by what Ham has on display. And you know what? I think he might be the difference maker tonight for Frontera Azul. Ham making his debut in SGL, joined by KJ, K-Doughboy, and Dr. Aquatic. Meanwhile, for EC Defiance, Bernana, Green Mario, and Parks, that is a solid lineup, and I wouldn't be surprised if they keep this Frontera Azul's team pinned on.
Oh my goodness. Bernana almost came down for a beautiful pinch from the top ceiling. Green Mario hits the corner looking for it. Doughboy knocks it away.
Thought there would be a bit more pressure from EC Defiance, but they choose to let that go, and that allows Frontera Azul to come up. Oh, with a shot on goal. KJ intercepting that shot. I don't think he meant it. The shot might have been off target, but he does help EC Defiance to prevent Ham's first goal in SGL.
That's one of those ones that for sure you're putting in the chat. What a save, because he takes it away from his teammate on a beautiful shot through the crowd.
And right now, Frontera Azul are on the front foot right here, in front of the blue net. EC Defiance just trying to make sure that they protect it instead of trying to push up and finally get the time and space. Parks might have the opportunity right here. 50 at Ham. Green Mario missing. Parks trying to take over, make sure that his team can stay on the front foot, but now they got to retreat. Aquatic with a shot at the near post. Ricochet to the middle. KJ cannot get a clean contact, and that gives Parks the time to clear the ball out.
Parks with a good pinch off the top, unable to take advantage as he gets hit in the back. Green Mario whiffs on it. Aquatic's going to send it down the other way. Parks meets it, puts it right back in the middle, and Aquatic almost with a second chance. It's Ham! Ham opens the scoring. Brand new to the SGL, opens his bank account with his first tally. A beautiful shot. Able to meet Mario in the air and take that one down off the pass from Dr. Aquatic. 1-0 game here, 2 minutes and 40 seconds into it.
Take a bow, son. Ham in game one gets goal number 1. And he showed that promise earlier. He is now delivering. Frontera Azul with a deserved lead. Can they capitalize on this spell of pressure and get the second? Or will EC Defiance come back?
Yeah, this EC Defiance, not expecting them to be so defensive in this game, but honestly, they just really have not had a choice. Azul has been taking it to them. Ham, like you said, maybe the defensive maker, but he misses it, and Mario takes advantage. He giveth and he taketh. That same group once again meet up again as Ham's unable to clear it away. Mario slots it in across the diving defender to tie things up here. 2 minutes and 5 seconds left in game one.
Well, I sure hope his dad's not watching, because he's probably gonna be annoyed at me for cursing Ham right there. So, my bad, Ham's dad. I cursed your boy right there. And maybe curse Frontera Azul as a team as a whole, because EC Defiance is stepping up and they're searching for the goal that will give them the lead.
Yeah, as soon as I said they're playing defensive, it was all of a sudden, what was that? The perfect commentator curse came right back, got a shot on goal, got another one, and Ham unable to clean it up. Parks with the 50, T sends it down, back of the net for Parks. That one so unlucky as it goes all the way across the field off of the 50. Who was that? I think I couldn't tell who he 50'd it off of, but doesn't matter as it flies down all the way the other way for the second goal of game one.
Yeah, chat is erupting right now. Adifo and Shane both getting very excited as Parks gives EC Defiance the lead. It was a pinch off a poor Ham, contributing to both of EC Defiance's goals, whether he wanted to or not.
Oh my goodness. Oh, tough touch there from Parks as Mario's able to clean it up. Ferdinand knocks it off of the line, runs into his teammate. Friendly fire all over the place. You have to wonder where communication is as Dr. Aquatic sends it off the back wall looking for the redirect. Double touch, not sure if on purpose. Oh, that was on purpose. Oh, and oh my goodness, Aquatic with a beautiful setup for Ham, but it's knocked away right on the line.
Ooh, that looked a little awkward, but EC Defiance held on. Great individual play from Aquatic. Such a shame that he couldn't get a goal off of that, but great job by EC Defiance to hold on to that. We are going to be entering the final 30 seconds. This could still go either way. EC Defiance wanted to get this game one win. And in these best of 5 matches, you want to win game one to get on the front foot.
And with a great way to put it across the middle, he's going to have a shot, but no boost to get any power on it. Ham clears it off, and Birdnana hits it off the top of the wall. Looking for Mario, up in the air, Aquatic looking for an awkward touch off the wall. They're not able to get it down. Parks clears it away, 4 seconds left. That might be it.
Unless Ham can get it, he could, but the ball goes to the ground. EC Defiance conceded the first goal, but then they come back to win 2-1. And you know what? Given how well Frontera Azul played, this is a huge game one win for the Seattle boys.
Yeah, I think this is one of those games exactly as advertised. We said it was going to be close. What was it? 2-1 game. Coming back, Ham in his debut for the SGL inside this game for FSD Azul. Gets the opening tally, but on the other side, it's Green Mario ties it up, and then Parks with the awkward touch from the other side of the field, which proves to be the winner. It's one of those that just frustrates you. It's when you feel like the game's all against you on that night. And then obviously Birdnana led everybody with 3 saves there in game one.
Yeah, Birdnana had to step up big time to protect that blue goal. And on the goal scoring end, Green Mario, Parks both stepping up. This is what shows everyone that they are a true team right there. When the going gets tough, everyone accepts the role that they get put into, and then they just go from there. No one tries to step up and tries to take over everything. People accept their roles, and they thrive.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's where you saw Defiance coming in. He was talking about 3 guys just playing really well together. We talked about Mario and how influential he's been in these games. He gets his tally, which tied it up. And it seemed like all the momentum at that point was Azul's, but he was able to come back and get things going.
We'll see if EC Defiance can keep it going from here. No subs from either side. It will be the same lineup, so we will get to see Ham play yet again. As the clock ticks down, here we go in game 2. Ham had an impressive start in game 1, but can he keep it up? We shall see.
Birdnana, good play to get control of the ball. Here the first 10 seconds, gets the first shot of the game. Dr. Aquatic able to take away. That was a little awkward. Birdnana with good control, put it up in the top corner, but knocked away.
And this time it's Frontera Azul starting on the back foot. A clearance going straight to Birdnana. Not a good clearance right there, but the shot towards the net is just not powerful enough. Parks is at the right place to react, and he gets it out. And he might get a shot on goal as well. On the ground, straight to Aquatic, straightforward save.
Yeah, I'd really like to see Parks there take that in a little bit closer to see if he can get a maneuver on there. It seems like Aquatic was just waiting for that play, and Birdnana breaks away. open goal on the other side. I'm not sure what in the world Azul was doing as Easy Defiance gets an early goal in this one in the first minute of the game. He pretty much just was walking dog in the dog park at that point.
What a shame, too. KJ faking. Ham right there's the third. He bit when he didn't need to, and Bird Nana had the open net at his mercy. Probably one of the easiest goals he'll score this season, if not the easiest goal. But what a start for EC Defiance. They are continuing on from where they left off in game one.
Yeah, a little miscommunication there with Ham in the midfield. Ham's gonna have to clean it up. He missed the boost. Bird Nana trying to take advantage as Parks goes up the corner. Awkward touch for him. Now Bird Nana chasing into the own side, looking for the pinch off the side corner. Gonna give it an offensive opportunity, but he's unable to put it on target.
And right now it's been Bird Nana who's been running the show. His teammates working around him. We noticed Bird Nana taking a more defensive role in game one. In game two, he has been the conductor for this team. And this team has just gone to the next level.
Look at
the ball's at the other end.
Parks with a perfect pitch off the wall, sent it straight towards the goal, but it's knocked away. Mario, awkward spin off of that one, gives it to Aquatic. Aquatic gets his boost stolen right in front of him. Two are up, but he's still with the ball, almost gets it in, but Bird Nana, who's been there all day, knocks it off to the line.
The weak shots, and the weak shots are hurting Frontera right now. They've had several good looks. They need to put a bit more power to beat the keepers in front of the net. Ham has a one-on-one opportunity. He breaks open net. Dr. Aquatic gets the equalizer, but Ham did a lot of good work right here.
I absolutely loved what Ham did. He didn't take a shot right away. We just talked about getting power on a shot, and it's so hard when you're not getting that power to not just keep trying to shoot on goal. What he does is smart, takes control of the ball, pops it over, leaves it for Aquatic, who had a wide open shot. Again, those are not the easiest shots in the world from that off angle, but Aquatic sends it home.
Two open nets, one on each end. It is 1-1. We are just into the second half right now. Might we see a second from EC Defiance? Green Mario coming up at the far post. He steals the corner boost. That means Frontera Azul are going to be pinned back unless they get a follow-up from Aquatic, and he gets it out.
Green Mario tries to get it, but he's met by Ham in the middle. EC Defiance having some trouble controlling the ball, but I think that's because Azul has played really well to keep the pressure on as Doughboy takes out Parks. Green Mario looking to pass it across the middle, sends it to the corner. Doughboy waiting on it.
And Shane, I fully agree. He says ECD got this, so too much chemistry. Yep, and that's the benefit of having to stick together and play through multiple seasons. Unlike this Frontera Azul team, Aquatic and K Doughboy, with Kima here and there, have only been playing for 2+ seasons together. Not as long as this EC Defiance side as a whole team. So, you know, for someone like Ham coming in, he's having a rough time despite having a few good moments here and there. Still trying to settle into the league, and it's not easy. This league is completely different from most other competitive RL competitions that may exist elsewhere. You really got to work on your team chemistry to go into the requisite level to get the wins.
I'm looking to see if he can create something off the corner, but Bird Nana pops it up in the middle. Parks met by Doughboy. Doughboy playing great defense, knocks it down to the other side of the field. Doughboy had an opportunity for a 50. There might have been an open goal, but he drove by the ball. It looked like he was going for the boost. One of the toughest things to do there is make that decision between what's the best thing to play, but he completely missed the ball at an opportunity.
You're starting to see some of that team chemistry on show for Frontera Azul. I believe KJ was going for the boost and demo, just didn't work out. Speaking of demos, Dr. Aquatic got demoed for his trouble. Right now it's KJ and Aquatic who are in sync with each other, and Ham trying to fit in. But it's still 1-1. It might be 2-1. And what a last-second save from Bird Nana. That ball was floating into the middle. Bird reacts. Bird makes the save. And we are now entering the final 10 seconds, one apiece.
Just a bunch of awkward touches here in the middle. Bird Nana knocked that one away on another one. 3 seconds away from overtime. Ham grabs it, puts it down on the ground, and we're going to overtime for the first time tonight.
And if I'm Frontera Azul, I'll be looking forward to this overtime because EC Defiance have taken this performance to the next level. Frontera Azul are stepping up in kind right now. Ham bringing the aggression. Ham going for the potential bump, but he has to retreat, seeing 2 players back there. Aquatic with a shot attempt, not on target. Cleared out to Birdnana, who tries to touch it to the far corner. Ball's loose in the middle. Aquatic gets there first. Aquatic might have a double right here if he can get to the ball. But Parks gets there as well. Ham dodges a demo. But oh my goodness, he should have had that on target. He's gonna be annoyed by that. But Frontera Azul are still in this.
Azul's been all over it right here. Defiance is simply just playing defense. Ham, all he needed to do was get some power on there, and he was unable to do it. Doughboy with a shot hits that one to the corner. They've had so many opportunities. Here's another one from Ham. Slots the corner. Doughboy not there. Fakes one, pops it up. No go as it's knocked away to the midfield.
I like that from KJ. You don't want to just put a powerful shot in immediately because the opposition are expecting that. Take it slow, draw him out. I like the approach. The execution may not have been there for him, but also give credit to Green Mario for stepping up and getting that instant challenge. And now Dr. Aquatic willing his team forward yet again. EC Defiance are in a rough spell right here. They're sitting back. They're trying to hold on. Ham with a tight angle shot attempt. Misses. KJ having to keep it going, but now his team need to retreat.
They've just, all the boost has gone Azul's way, and you looked at it, Defiance had 2 players sitting in their own goal, no boost to speak of. And Azul was unable to take advantage of it because they were simply just not getting the good shots on goal.
And now you start to see the ball go at a faster pace. EC Defiance upping their pace as well. Frontera Azul are stuck at the back, losing out on the boost from the corners. They need to hold on now, just like EC Defiance did earlier. And so far, they're doing a good job. Might they be able to bring it out? So far, not the case.
With an important touch there, but Doughboy was going to be wide open on the field. There was a double commit. He met him up in the middle. Aquatic knocks it away on a good chance that Defiance had. Parks, good touch off the wall, wide open goal, puts it back in the goal. It's another one. Another close game is going to go towards EC Defiance as Parks puts it off the side, puts it in the back of the net. What a shot there. It was all Azul for 1.5 minutes of that overtime, and they have nothing to show for it in game 2 as they fall down 2-0.
2 minutes, 21 seconds into overtime. In front of 21 viewers, EC Defiance takes game 2 with a scoreline of 2-1. Frontera Azul had the best opportunity to get back into this, but now they need a reverse sweep in order to get all 4 points. EC Defiance on match point, and you know what? They have well and truly deserved their 2 wins so far. They have put up a great performance on both ends of the field.
We talked about after game 1 about how important Birdnana was on the defensive end. He had 6 saves, looking like the Secretary of Defense back there, Tim Howard. Just nothing was getting past him. And you look on the other side, Aquatic, 6 shots, Ham, 5 shots. They were pelting the goal, but they weren't getting that true power. They weren't getting that true placement. If they were so close on so many opportunities that if they could have just got some power on that ball, I don't know if Birdnana could have got it, and now they find themselves in a 2-0 deficit. Birdnana got a goal. Parks got a goal again. Parks' goal was one of those tremendous goals where he able to slow it down and play it off the wall in the overtime, and those are some of the easiest ones to put in the back of the net because all you got to do is slot it home because you've got it past the defense. On the other side, for Ham, you could see that he's just such a good part of this team, is going to be really important for them. It's just going to be one of those things that they're just going to have to pull it together if they want to try to get one game. And again, you get that one game and make the other team a little bit nervous, put it in the back of their mind.
And here we go, game 3 kicking off. EC Defiance can get a huge sweep over the team right below them in Frontera Azul. But Frontera Azul might be able to get the first goal, and they do! Dr. Aquatic stepping up from their game 2, misses, and he gets the first goal with his first shot. Frontera Azul take the lead, 1-0.
What I absolutely love about what Aquatic did there is you got the 50 you needed to hit. You saw that it was an awkward touch in the corner. It was going to go over the goal. and he followed up with good pace, exactly like what you needed to see, getting power on that ball so you're unable to react.
And this is the start they needed. Get that early goal in to get the shivers and jitters out of the way. We'll see if they start to play with a bit more confidence right now. The last thing they need is another goal to concede. And Green Mario gets the equalizer not too long after Aquatic gives his team the lead. It's 1-1.
What a great job by there from Mario. Mario sitting with the Seattle Seahawks banner for his team, taking the NFL playoffs next week. Great reach up. He was able to jump, rotate his car around, slamming off the post, which redirected off of his car into the back of the net. Just a tremendous goal to tie things up early. And what I really like about that early goal is, look, you take the pressure off just a little bit, and now you're going to make those Wolves think, oh man, is it possible we're going to get this sweep right now? Because they can't, anything that they're doing, EC Defiance has had an answer for, just like that. Oh my gosh, Green Mario, what do you think about that one?
He's done it again. Big boom up by Parks. Green Mario's right there to meet KJ. A pinch off of KJ at the back. Powerfully placed it to the back of the net. And EC Defiance, 2-1 up.
Absolutely beautiful goal once again from Aquatic. The way he rotated his car, got up in the air quick, met the ball at its highest point, and able to put it right back down.
And right now, Frontera Azul straight away on the back foot, just struggling to impose themselves. One of the things that was leading to that second goal for EC Defiance was the players were crossing paths with each other and just, you know, awkwardly getting in each other's way. Someone needs to take charge and be like, okay, work off of me. I'm the focal point, just like Burn Nana in game 2. Because right now, EC Defiance is having the better of them.
Yeah, it's really, it's EC Defiance is playing quicker. You can clearly see it. Azul's a little bit on their the back foot. Everything that Azul is doing has not necessarily setting them up for team play. They've kind of boomed the ball up a little bit. They're not controlling it, and that's not going to equate into very many offensive opportunities.
What a fake right there from Ham, by the way. Absolutely audacious and doing that in front of the net. Kind of weird and risky to do, but he threw off EC Defiance with that. Speaking of Ham, you know, given that this is his first matchup, anomaly, you've dealt with this as well when you were playing for EM Dallas Burn. How do you get settled into SGL quickly and help your team get a result?
I think the biggest thing, and it's a lot easier said than done, is just taking the jitters off. Because, I mean, for those of us, especially if you're playing at a level like this is kind of your first semi-competitive games, you have to fit in. And the heart, to be able to fit in, you want to contribute. And you have to learn what contributing can mean. Maybe it's not a goal, maybe it's not a save, it's playing smart and bumping something off. And so I think that's one of those things that Ham's just going to have to do here. And it seems like he's doing it. He's involved in just about every single play. Just like that, we're talking about it. Ham sends it across the middle. It's not always about the goals you score. The passes are just important. Beautiful 90-degree angle across for Aquatic to tally another one. His second goal of Game 3.
Much better there from Frontera Azul. It seems like after they conceded that second goal from EC Defiance, Dr. Aquatic became the focal point and everything was just revolving around him. The team looks better overall, but they have to hold on. They have to defend. Oh, you cannot miss open nets like that, Defiance, but they keep it going. Shot 1, shot 2, shot 3. Parks converts eventually, and EC Defiance score goal 3 to take the lead.
Man, there's some times that you miss a play and it helps your team. Nana nearly cleared the ball away on that second shot. Unopportunist to get there. Luckily he missed and they're able to find the back of the net, making it 3-2. And again, Defiance has had just about every answer except for maybe if they're going to put it in their own net. But this Defiance team has been there. They have this goal lead. All the pressure's on Azul, and that's, I think, is when you're the most dangerous. My goodness, Mario knocks it in, but Ham's able to come up with it and clear it to the side.
They have to do something about the balls off the corner and the backboard because EC Defiance are getting there almost instantly. Staying rooted in front of your net is not going to help you when they get to the ball before you do and let out those powerful shots. Right now, EC Defiance are upping their pace. They'll look at the faster team. They'll look at the more confident team. But it's still a 1-goal deficit for Frontera Azul. And with 70 seconds remaining, they can still get back into this.
Yeah, it's going to take some smart play by one of them. Doughboy looking to be that part, but Parks knocks it down all the way on the other side. Aquatic looking to get there, but can't. Green Mario puts it on goal. Ham with a great save to knock that one away. That one almost doubled it up, and in my opinion, would have probably clinched things for the sweep.
Right now, everything is way too reactionary from Frontera Azul, and EC Defiance punishes them for that. Ham trying to get it out, but the ball bounces off the ceiling. Parks there first with a powerful 62-mile-per-hour, 100-kilometer-per-hour shot off of AlonsBangersOnly.com radar gun, and EC Defiance have a 2-goal lead with 45 seconds to go.
You look at the way that their goals have scored in this game. They've been on teamwork. They've been able to follow up each other's rebound. It's not the first shot. It may not even be the second shot. It's that third shot that, just like that one with Parks, where he's able to get all the power on it, hit it straight into the goal, makes it nearly impossible to come up with those saves.
Oh, but Dr. Aquatic with an instant response anomaly. They bring it from back to front. Ham with a huge 50. Aquatic getting there before Mario. Just the way EC Defiance scored their third goal. Dr. Aquatic does so for Frontera Azul with 26 seconds remaining. It's only a 1-goal deficit, 4-3 to Defiance.
I don't know if anybody still has their hats left after that first game where Loyboy had 3 separate hat tricks in that one, but throw him on the ice if you have that one for Aquatic. He tallies the hat trick here with 10 seconds to go. They need 1 to get on goal. They're not going to do it with nobody on the defense.
Oh, might they get a
Ham
big
is doing
booming?
something special. Aquatic pops it up. Could it be no time on the clock? Sends it offside. Aquatic is unable to get there. Defiance sees that one hit the ground, and they clinch the 3-0 sweep over FSD Azul. I was not expecting us to be in Sweep City tonight. I thought for sure we were going at least 4. Close match all around, but it's EC Defiance taking that one 3-0.
What a match, by the way. That was absolutely incredible from both teams. But now you're starting to see EC Defiance pull themselves out of that mid-pack. And now they're starting to enter into the top tier with the Rebellion and Steel Army with performances like this. Despite all the setbacks, there's a good reason why EC Defiance is now becoming a title contender.
You look at the stats there from Game 3. Parks and Mario, 2 goals apiece in that one. They overcome Aquatic's hat trick, and what I think was the most important thing, again, we talk about Birdnana on the defensive side, leading his team saves all the way across the board. Dr. Aquatic had 7 shots in that game, easily could have 4 or 5 goals, but it was Birdnana knocking it away at the back line. Green, Mario, and Parks each just kind of pelting the FSD Azul goal. They tally 10 shots between the two of them. Green Mario with 6 of them. On the other side, we talked about needing opportunities, getting shots on goal. It was not FSD Azul doing that. 7 shots from Aquatic, but just 1 other shot from the team as Doughboy got 1. It was just not there in the cards for FSD Azul. Defiance, I feel like when they got that opening goal, that we're kind of entering that kind of sweep alert. I think it's just one of those games where EC Defiance had all the confidence going into Game 3, and they took advantage of it. And again, you talked about it, Maz. Ham as a new player, he's definitely clearly looked like one of those players that's going to help elevate them. Certainly a skilled player, certainly somebody that's going to be good for the FSD Azul team. I like what he brings to the table. We saw right off the bat he scored a goal. He got those jitters off. But I think it's one of those things. They're going to need to work on that chemistry and be able to come back when they get back into it match day 11.
Yeah, they definitely have to go back to the drawing board with a brand new player in. They got to find a way to incorporate him real quick. But Ham has shown the potential. Despite that, he came in to play against a difficult opponent in EC Defiance. That EC Defiance side looks like a proper team. And there's no real way to beat them unless everyone in your team is playing at a high enough level and working together. So
I think every time that, just like you're talking about working together, FSD Azul seemed to be giving them every single punch. There was punch, but those were soft blows. They weren't that hard hit to the face like we saw from Defiance. Defiance came back with power. Every single one of those goals, I don't see how you save those things. Even if you're anticipating it, they're hit straight down into power. Hard placement on the goal. You look at that one that we got in overtime in game 2 from Parks. I mean, just playing smart Rocket League game to where you can get around your defender, place it, and get out of there. I saw that from EC Defiance. They're a team that I think they were ready tonight. They were a team that probably I've seen the most chemistry from a team in the championships of the season was in that match, because every single time it was someone else stepping up, whether it be game 1, game 2 with Parks, or game 3 with really any of them you could really point out. I just think all of them were all over the place today.
You know what makes it even more impressive, Anomaly? EC Defiance didn't make a single sub. Nose was right here. He was talking to us in the chat. He could have easily made an appearance, but he sat out to let his teammates take over and sweep 4th place Frontera Azul. And you know what? They deserve to stay in for that whole match because they were all incredible tonight. As for Frontera Azul, Dr. Aquatic stepped up big time. And, you know, as good as he has been, the rest of the team needs to find a way to work with him as well as with each other. I think their biggest challenge is, as the match progresses, they kind of just start to become mentally fatigued, and we start to see more of those mistakes. They kind of alluded to that last week when they talked about how in overtimes they tend to just lose their way because of how long they go for. So maybe that mental endurance is something they need to build up to take their gameplay to the next level.
I would agree with you there. I think you look at a game where really all 3 of these games were close. So it's not like they were just outmatched from the very beginning. I mean, we've seen some games in this league be 5-6-0, 6-1, things like that. We had an overtime game that went 2 minutes that Azul controlled just about the first minute and a half of that with shot after shot after shot. Now it's how do you finish? How do you get that opportunity that is not just knocked away, that's not pushed away? Because I do think some of those shots that EC Defiance were clearing, they weren't hard shots, and really ultimately if you could work on that, you can work on playing a little bit more physical. You look at their demo count. I think in that game 2 they only had 1 demo, and you talk about you're going 7 minutes of play with only 1 demo. It makes it really hard to get that win, but you see it at the same time. You see a team that tonight was close. They got swept, there's no doubt about it, but at the same time you could take something out of that. There's still a lot left in the season. There's still a lot of opportunity. So you take a game like this and you build on it, and you insert someone like Cam in there, and maybe he's that piece that, as you guys build that chemistry like you're talking about, can take you to that next level.
Oh yes, absolutely. And the journey is going to be long, but you just got to stick through it. You got to stick through it. That's what matters at the end of the day. Right. We have one interview lined up, and I think we'll only have one interview before we end the night, but let's bring him in from EC Defiance. Parks, welcome on in. An incredible win, a huge sweep against 4th place Frontera Azul. Were you guys specially preparing for this match in any way?
I mean, to be honest, not a ton, because it was a little bit last second put on today, but we knew it was pretty important, and I don't know, we've just been playing really well, so we were ready.
You get into that game 2 game, and you get into overtime. It seemed like Azul had a lot of the momentum, and then kind of out of nowhere, you guys break, put on the pressure, you get that clean shot off the wall. What did that feel like, being able to put that in game 2 and put that away, and kind of stealing that momentum you held the rest of the way?
Yeah, good question. That was definitely a big one, because I mean, we were stressing that game. I feel like we were playing the most defense probably in that game, so they definitely had us on our heels. So to steal game 2 to go up 2-0 was definitely a big momentum swing, I think. So I mean, game 3 is still very tough too, but yeah, that was probably the most important one there, I think.
So you guys decided not to rotate at all. I mean, Knows Always Knows was in the chat talking to us and watching the match from the stream. Did you guys decide to just stick with your trio for the whole match, given how that game 1 went? Or is that something that you guys were considering, but then reconsidered as the match progressed?
Yeah, I think Biz kind of mentioned it, like, in his last interview. Like, we're starting to kind of do like a set trios. It's kind of new for us. I mean, it's like we can still mix it up here and there still, but we kind of just went with like me, Mario, and Bird to go into it. Like we did plan on that, and then just kind of one again, and so we went with it again. So I think that's kind of how we'll do it in the future, which is kind of nice. Just like having 5 people, so we can each show up on any given night. Like some of us are busy on a given night, but we can kind of just throw any of us in there, which is pretty nice.
Oh,
Look
right.
at what FSD brought to the table tonight. You had to face a new opponent in Ham, his first appearance, and he started off hot, got that first goal right off the bat. Did you guys plan anything? Did you look at see if any of his clips or anything like that, or what is it like playing against somebody that you're not familiar with within a league at this point of the season? And we'll kind of see that from a couple teams as things get going with new guys added here for this week 10.
Yeah, we definitely noticed him right away. No, we didn't do like too much research on him, but like I don't know, we're kind of questioning, how much like chemistry he had with his teammates already, like Aquatic and Doughboy and stuff. But I mean, he's definitely a good player. But I don't know. I think probably if he keeps playing with them, they could be a team to watch out for. But they're still super competitive, even being a sweep, though. I think.
So Parks, this week 10 is pretty important because Steel Army have a bye week. How crucial was it for you guys to get a win to beat them in the league table and go into second place?
Oh yeah, that's huge. I mean, we've kind of been talking about that for a while now. Is how we played them the last week. So I think that one we might be planning a little more for, and a little bigger, more stakes. So now this week, to answer your question, was huge though, to kind of take control and really continue our win streak. I think we won 4 or 5 series in a row, so that's big for us.
You look at where you guys are at this point in the season. You alluded to it just a little bit ago of kind of having a set 3 for matches, but where do you still feel you guys are working on at this point of the season and kind of head down this kind of final stretch?
Yeah, I think just getting all 5 of us on more often. Just playing as much as we can, rotating, because we're all willing to try whatever 3 out there. So obviously some weeks are busier than others for some of us, but yeah, I think just practicing more and just like those nights that we don't have necessarily a series like this, just kind of playing around, whether it's 3s, 4s, even 2s, just kind of playing with each other is big for us, I think.
Last question for me, given that you guys are going to be focusing more on trying to go with set 3s, are you going to be tailoring your lineups to the opposition, or are you going to be basing it on availability or vibes? What's the approach you're going to take?
Yeah, we do have kind of a set lineup like the rest of the season, regular season. Come like once we play more tournaments and stuff, I think it'll just have vibes. But yeah, we do have a set schedule, but stuff TBD, stuff might change. That's kind of how we roll.
Hey, my last question was then close things out is shout outs for the chat. Anybody want to shout out this evening? Any shout outs from the weekend or anything like that for closing us out on Sunday night?
Yeah, I mean, thank you guys for putting this on, because I mean, like I said, we scheduled it earlier today, so thanks for staying up with us tonight. Putting this on for us was a lot of fun, and they didn't play this week, but good luck to the Hawks in the playoffs next weekend, and I hope to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that was a phenomenal weekend of NFL playoffs for sure, and a great game from you guys tonight. Obviously, taking it in a sweep, but a battle with FSD Azul. Thanks, Parks. Thanks for joining us this evening, and congrats on the win.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you guys. Yeah, have a great night.
All right, guys. After that 3-0 sweep from Defiance of FSD Azul, we're gonna take a look at the updated standings here in the Supporters Gaming League.
It's
on the championship side, we have the Rebellion 7-1, EC Defiance now 7-2. What do you have to say about Maz? That matchup there at the top, really, like we talked about right before that game, those 3 have kind of separated themselves from the pack, right?
Exactly, and you know what? I think we are now well and truly in a 3-horse race for the Championship League title. EC Defiance have well and truly inserted themselves in to championship contention, and for them to be at this moment in second place for a whole week, 1 point behind the Rebellion for now and 1 point ahead of Steel Army, that's absolutely massive. And, huge props for them for going this far and above and beyond in their performances and in their gameplay. They will definitely be a team to watch out for this rest of the season. I think with them being out of the Cup tournament, this is all they have left to play for. I wouldn't be surprised if they give their all and go for it. And I would not be surprised if they test the Rebellion and Steel Army some more as the season progresses.
You look at just how important that game was for FSD Azul, on the other hand. Now their 5th loss as they fall to 3-8, and as you mentioned, a true separation of that top 3 between everybody else. And again, there's still a lot of Rocket League to play this season. There's still a lot of games left to play. FSD Azul is by no means out of it. EC Eternal by no means out of it. It's a pretty deep league. There's good teams there. I think Rebellion has kind of shown who they are. Defiance has shown who they are, and Steel Army. Yeah, it feels like those are a 3, but for Azul tonight, they were right there. They were close. They have the entry of Ham in there. I see some momentum from there. I'm a person that even if it could be negative, I'm going to take a positive out of it. And if I'm Azul, I'm looking at, hey, like, we played them really close. We're just as close to a team like Defiance, who's fighting for a championship, and they were right there, seconds away from potentially a 1-1 game where they fell in. But a tough loss for Azul. They fall to 3-5, like we said, and find them kind of in that separation spot between them and Steel Army, 3 games back, a lot of points back, 12 points completely back of Steel Army. But I liked what I saw from Azul tonight. I think it's one of those things where maybe not this season, but if they get that chemistry built up for season 11, we're talking a little bit down in the future, but that's a team that I want to watch for and see how they improve as they go along.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I look forward to seeing how they go from here. I think it'll be a fun season for sure.
We look at the other side. The Premier side closed week 9 up earlier today with Timbers Army improving to 8-1 with a 3-0 sweep of Sounders RC. SRC close in so many games. It's just heartbreaking to watch from someone that's followed them, and they're that team I think I've done a lot of games for. We played them obviously in a really tough match on my team, but Timbers Army pulling ahead to top of the table with 34 points. FSD Chrome trailing them slightly behind at 7-2. That is going to be such a good game between Chrome, Timbers Army, and that's not taking it away from La Cinco Doce, KC Cauldron, because those are really good teams too. Matador, those are good teams. But man, Chrome and Timbers Army just seem like 2 teams that are just going to battle it out. I am really excited to see that rematch as we close up the season later in this one. Timbers Army said they kind of climbed the table with matches all the way through, and that's going to be a tough team to beat. They're playing really well. They have the leading scorer in the league. It's going to be one of those things. You look at a guy that scores 9 goals, hat trick in each game, in what was a pretty close game with SRC, but it's Timbers Army looking really dangerous.
I still don't want to rule out a potential second loss for that Timbers Army team because of how good the rest of this Premier League is. I know it'll be a while before they play against Frontera Chrome, but these other sides can still test them. They've already played against La Cinco Doce and convincingly beat them. That's out of the way. I could still see ECRC giving them a test. I mean, they look so good against El Matador. I could see them giving Timbers Army a test. I could see KC Cauldron giving this team a test as well. And even the lower sides could give them a
I mean, we're going to take a game from them, so nobody sweeps EM Dallas Burn. Let's just talk about that. But getting away from the jokes a little bit, yeah, I do think so. I think they're a really good team, but these other teams are really good teams too, and I think that's what's important. Is you have a very competitive field where if you get one night off, one bad night, that bad night can see FSD Chrome hopping up and taking that first place spot. So I think any given match day, anything can happen, and it's one of those things where you never know if you're going to have your top lineup every single game and see what Timbers Armies can do. But yeah, I think at the end of the day, I think while I wouldn't be surprised to see if that second loss tally get there, that's not surprising when you have depth in the league. But Chrome and Timbers Army is that's pay-per-view action right there. That's going to be a great matchup.
Yeah, I cannot wait for that. But that will come at another week. And for now, I think it's time to wrap things up. We kick off week 10 tonight. It's actually insane to think that we were kicking it off Sunday night. But there you go. EC Defiance versus Frontera Azul. Kicking off week 10 and ending our stream. Anomaly, thank you very much for being with me in the commentary booth and also taking over the first match all on your own. Absolutely incredible from you tonight.
Appreciate you always as bad. The production is top notch. I know the graphics and all that stuff. It's such hard work between everybody behind the scenes. And hopefully, I mean, as this league grows and we continue to grow and get those viewers, they appreciate that. But congratulations to our winners tonight, Timbers Army and EC Defiance. Great matches once again in SGL. Like we said, we closed the page, closed the chapter on week 9, and I've already opened week 10, and it's an exciting week ahead.
Oh, yes, for sure. And you know what? Let me shout out Ham, who just entered the chat. Ham, good to see you, bro. Tough loss, but hopefully you had a fun time in that matchup against EC Defiance. Looking forward to seeing you play more for throughout the rest of the season.
I'm sure we're going to be saying it a lot, but I'm looking forward to seeing him go ham, right? That's just too easy. We got to take advantage of it, but yes. From a newbie to a newbie, welcome to SGL.
Well, time for me to go to bed. Anomaly and chat.
Aim into that. Gotta work up. Gotta wake up for work in the morning. I can't even talk now. I'm already falling asleep.
Oh, yeah, no. It's all good. It's all good. Chat, thank you very much for hanging out with us for this stream. It's been a long one. We got 2 good matches out of it. 2 sweeps, unfortunately, but you know what? It is what it is. Next week, hopefully we can get some more close matchups. But for now, I am going to sign off with Anomaly. Thank you very much once again for stepping up, by the way. I will catch you next time.
It was a pleasure. Everybody have a good night. See y'all.
Peace.